let's consider the minutes for the regular meeting of Planning and Zoning Commission held on January 20th, 2022. Are there any additions or corrections to the meeting for January 20th, 2022 meeting?
I move for approval.
And I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? No? Okay, let's vote. And record the vote.
All members voting aye. It passes.
Okay. I'd like to advise the applicants that it takes 4 affirmative votes to carry any motion, not just a simple majority of those members present. Anything less than 4 votes is a denial. Applications can postpone their public hearing until next month in anticipation for more planning commission members being present if they desire. We got almost a full staff. Our first case on the evening, and our only case, sub 136, 2022, a vacation and replat of lot 12, block 61, PT Commercial Tract 4, Paradise Valley subdivision to create the Stanley addition. The subdivision is located west of intersection of Carnation and Honeysuckle Streets and comprise of 3.76 acres, more or less. Applicants Richard F. Stanley and Lou A. Stanley. Staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Application has been made to vacate and replat Lot 12, Block 61 of a portion of Commercial Tract 4, Paradise Valley Edition to create the Staley Edition. The subject property is located west of the intersection of Carnation and Honeysuckle Streets in Paradise Valley and encompasses 3.76 acres, more or less. The property is zoned C4, highway business, and is occupied by an automotive repair business on the southeast portion of the parcel, with the balance of the property being vacant. The proposed replat is splitting the single parcel into 2 newly configured lots. Proposed lot 1 is 2.3 acres in size, and proposed lot 2 is 1.4 acres in size. The purpose of the subdivision is to create a saleable lot, proposed lot 1, which the city of Casper intends to purchase for use for access to the water tank located immediately to the north. Mr. Chairman, we have no recommended conditions on this application. We do have 7 exhibits. A is the replat application. B, copy of the plat. C, vicinity map of the 300-foot notification zone. D, legal notice sent to the Star Tribune. E, notice of public hearing sent to property owners within 300 feet. F, memo to the chairman and members of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And G, I just wanted to mention that we do have some correspondence we haven't included in the commission's packet from Robert Chamberlain. He's a property owner in the area, and we've just had some communication regarding questions of ownership in the area. We expect those questions to be resolved within a matter of days with the completion of some additional title work that's in process. So we don't feel that it should be in any way a holdup on this process tonight.
Okay, thank you. I now declare the public hearing open for the consideration of sub 136 2022. The hearing will be considered in accordance with the state statute, the rules of the Planning and Zoning Commission, and other applicant laws. I would ask those individuals who address the commission to approach the lectern and identify yourself and state your name and address.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, I'm not really the applicant, but I am representing the city. Andrew Beamer, I'm the Public Services Director. Craig, if you can switch over to that aerial photo. I think Craig did a nice job of explaining what was the purpose behind this replat. You can see that access road is a dirt road that goes up to that water tank that you see at the top center of this photo. We've been using this access road for decades, but there's been never a formal easement for it. So this will clean up that access and legality to get to the water tank. So I'm happy to answer any questions the commission might have. Anybody have any questions?
I saw you earlier and I said I wouldn't ask you any questions.
I believe that was a promise you made.
One came to me, the whole idea of the access is just to get it off CY because of all the traffic and move it over on Honeysuckle. I mean, just for,
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, the access will not change. We'll continue to access the tank as you see it now. It's very low traffic. It's nothing but city personnel that get up to that tank, maybe once a month, for example. So it's very low traffic, and we already have an access approach with YDOT, so there will be no change in access to get to the tank.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
As required by state law, we have to invite people to comment in favor or in opposition of all the public hearings. If there is anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor or against sub 136, 2022, please come to the lectern. Nobody, of course. There being no one to speak or against this case, I now declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion to approve and forward a due pass recommendation to the city council, deny or table case sub 136, 2022, the replat.
I'll take it. We don't have a.
Are we trying to make the meeting longer?
Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the vacation and replat of Lot 12, Block 61, case sub 136-2022.
I'll be happy to second that.
Okay. Discussion? Okay, please cast your vote. Maybe.
I'm a little slow tonight, sorry.
And record the
With
vote.
all members voting aye, the motion passes.
Okay, that concludes our meeting. Does anybody have anything else they would like to share or
Well, Mr.
mention?
Chairman, the reports from the Yellowstone District, we usually get a report, and from the East Yellowstone District or West Yellowstone District.
Does anybody have a report for that?
It was attached to the,
Right,
but it was an older one, it was January.
oh, true.
We met and had I believe 2 weeks ago, and Amber was elected chair, and I believe Steve took vice chair, Steve Friel. Mayor Friel. And then we went over basically the year agenda on what all they wanted to get done for the year, and I think next meeting we'll probably have make some committees and move on for the rest of the year.
Okay. I did not make it to the historical preservation. That was Monday. However, we did take a tour 3 weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago to the old Wells Fargo building. And that was really cool to get to see the, I don't remember the gal's name. Yes. She gave us a tour, the historical stuff. If you get a chance and you can request a tour, I highly recommend it. They showed us the underground tunnels. They showed us where the tellers used to go underground, get in the stairwell and climb up to where they would be up there for the money cash. The historical parts that they're holding on to. There was a ton. If you have anything to add, Craig.
It was a really neat tour.
it really is, they're, redoing the big round area. They're redoing the entire ceiling, pulling out, there was probably, I don't know, 200, maybe 500 of lights, the, what are they, the bulb lights, the long tube lights? Fluorescent, thank you. My mind's going 100 miles, so, but, there was probably like 300 up in the ceiling. They're gonna remove all that, they're gonna use it as a banquet area, but also put a little cafe, so those people that are going there getting, help with surgery, they have a place to sit down. Sometimes after surgery, they have to wait before they can go, so they'll have a place for everybody to sit. They have a new machine that they talked about, that I found amazing, that most of the time if you had, she talked about a ballerina that had a problem with her foot or ankle or something. And usually you lay down and they just scan you, but that doesn't show where the pain is, where it's actually hurting. So they have a machine that you stand on it and she could go into whatever ballerina position, I don't know that stuff, and the scan will come up this way and they can pinpoint right where that pain is, and then they can go in and do the correct surgical aspect to help that person out. They have done that with athletes and all. It's just amazing between what they're doing, keeping the historical preservation regarding it. So if you get a chance, call up there. She said she'd be glad to give tours anytime. She loves doing it. So knowledgeable. The bank, they had the cash deposit boxes down below that, they talked about how one of the doors that led into it locked, and they couldn't get into it, so they had to drill a hole, send a person in there to open it, and then they had to drop a new door in because it couldn't. It was, the knowledge that she has regarding it and the stuff is phenomenal from the very first time it opened. So again, I highly recommend that. And I think that's all I have.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I
sir.
just wanted to say something to our attorney here. That was a very good presentation you put on a month ago about Robert's Rules of Orders. I thought he did a good job, and I learned a little bit, quite a bit, matter of fact. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Terry. I appreciate it.
Anything else? Okay, well, this meeting is adjourned.